Hi, everybody. I'm back. It's it's the third Saturday, right? After or since my surgery, and I haven't done any essential Saturday classes, and I wanted to get back to that, and so this one hopefully will be just a brief one, but I wanted to get on here and just share a couple things about my healing journey since surgery 3 weeks ago, and where I am, and what's helped me and all of that stuff, in the hopes that Josh, yay! I'm late. I said I was going to start at 11. It's like 11:15, so I apologize about that. So I wanted to share a couple of things that really helped me to heal quickly. Um, I had a pretty crazy time in the hospital because my particular situation. I'll just give you a little background before I go into what helped me. My particular situation had made me already anemic, and anemic just means your blood count is low. So I went into surgery already at about an 8 hemoglobin, and honestly I don't know what that 8 even represents. I just know as a woman you're supposed to be between 12 and 15, and I was around an 8, and that was kind of where I was walking around. And then, surgery, you lose at least a little blood. They try not to, make you lose too much. But I ended up at a 6, which is like less than half of what I should have in my body, which kind of slowed things down a little bit for me. So I ended up staying. I don't know why it says invite next to your next to your, next to you. I don't know why. I don't know if that you're already in. So Josh and Mario, I'm not sure, but hi. Um, so anyway, I had to, it's inviting you. So I had to stay in the hospital a day later than I would have, because my blood count was so low. And that was kind of wild for me, I've like never stayed in a hospital before. But overall, the experience was one of the really most healing experiences, not just physically, but also emotionally for me. I kind of had I don't know, I guess a judgment on Western medicine. I don't know, being in California and really I tried a lot of alternative uh, mm, modalities to heal myself, from acupuncture to Ayurvedic medicine to energy healing to just everything. And I went to a naturopath. I really did a lot of stuff. And this whole process really healed my relationship to Western medicine, because sometimes, you just got to get it out, man. And they know how to do it. And honestly, I'm so glad for the whole journey, because I got to really try so many different things, and then in the end, kind of that whole combination of what I had tried homeopathically, and then combining that with Western medicine was really such a beautiful marriage. And I'm so glad that I had that whole journey. um, First of all, I will say, as far as healing and recovery from a big surgery, and those of you who don't know, I had a myomectomy, which is basically an abdominal surgery where they cut through uh, your abdominal wall and then into your uterus to remove a fibroid, which is like a benign mass, basically. So there's a lot of layers of incisions, like your actual uterine wall, and then your muscles, and then your skin. So it's like a big surgery for me, anyway. So anyway, I feel like I've really had such a beautiful recovery process, and it's just, I feel great, and I'm at week 3, and I really think that has a lot to do with kind of how I prepared for the surgery, but then also the oils that I used, the supplements that I used to help support my body to heal. So one thing I will say is, definitely I feel like the stuff I'm going to share is just what worked for me. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything other than a person who's trying to do the best to take care of herself, and use the knowledge that I have. So that to say, I don't want to say this is will work for you. This is just what helped me. So I found, first of all, eating. Of course, nutrition is going to play a big role in how your body heals. Also, lots of rest. So before I did surgery, I did the Whole30 cleanse. And I know, you know, if you have an emergency surgery, you can't plan for that. You're like, oh, dude, I didn't do my cleanse before my surgery. But I was able to prepare, so I did that, which really helped, I think, my body sort of get rid of inflammation. But it's also a great way to eat as you heal. So I would look into that. I would just Google it. It's basically like taking out most if not all inflammatory foods, and then helping your body to heal that way, because then it's not having to work on the inflammation from the things that we're eating, like sugar and things like that. I did the Whole30 as a almost vegan, so I took out a lot of the meat as well. But it's mainly meat, vegetables, fruit, and seeds and nuts and all of that stuff, and then taking out a lot of like dairy and sugar and legumes and nuts and stuff like that. So that was really helpful. So I really recommend that. I think that's so key. And then also, really taking, my mom told me the first week after surgery, rest, like use that week. That is the most important week. If you can just force yourself to do as little as possible, that will help so much in the back end. And I really think that's true, you guys. I was so blessed. And hi, Cassie. I was so blessed I just lined up, my husband actually lined up people to take care of me. I mean, my mom came in town, first of all, and took me all through the surgery, and she's like an angel. And then I had my husband used an app that I'll have to ask him what it is, but to basically line up babysitters for me. He was out of town. So I had people coming. So anything that I needed, I mean, they were there to help me. And it was incredible, because it really forced me to like stay in my bed, because otherwise I would have done it. Otherwise I would have been like, oh, I can get up and make some food, or I can get up and I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. And I was forced to not do that. And I can't tell you how important that is, you guys. I think that is key, especially if you're someone like me who's like, I can do it. I can do it. So that was beautiful for me. So then also, so basically going into the oil. So this, I use a lot of oils from the starter kit from Young Living. That's like my favorite. I think it's the best kit out there, because it has oils that are the most useful to, the most versatile, and the most, useful, really. And the world of essential oils can be overwhelming, because there's so many out there. And so it can be kind of like, where do I start? So for me, this was the best option. And of course, I found myself, you know, I use tons of oils. I have a huge oil collection, but I found myself using the starter kit oils more than any other oils, because they're the most versatile. And these oils are incredible, because they're the purest on the planet. And I can go into detail about that, but really, Young Living, there's nothing that compares to this company. They've been around the longest. They own their farms. They have an incredible purity process that's beyond compare, really. So, okay, so there's some things that they don't tell you about surgery, about what it's going to be like coming out of it. And there's a couple things. So first of all, I used, what's it called? I did a spinal block, which is kind of like what women do when they have a C-section. So you don't feel the lower half of your body. And I was doped up on morphine like nobody's business. And that is good stuff, let me tell you. So I woke up after surgery pretty easily, because I didn't go all the way under general anesthesia. And I'm really glad about that. Because they sedated me, so I didn't feel or know what was happening. But really, the morphine kind of blocked all the pain. And then I woke up, and I was like, wasn't that bad. Like, I'm fine. Like, what? I called a friend of mine, a high school friend, my friend Jenny, from my hospital bed, and like had a whole FaceTime conversation with her at like 3 a.m, because I was like, felt great. Little did I know what after about 12 hours what was about to happen. But yeah, so I felt great. Highly recommend morphine. But then you come off of that, and then the next stuff wasn't as good. So then I was on like Norco, which is basically like an extreme Tylenol, I guess. I don't even know, but it was really strong, but not strong enough. So once the real pain started coming, the next day, things got real. And what they don't tell you is that these drugs that you're on, first of all, you haven't eaten for, 8 hours before surgery and then overnight into the next day. So, you haven't eaten for about 24 hours. When you go under, your digestion totally stops. So your digestive system has to wake back up. And you're not only has your digestion gone to sleep, but then you're also taking all of these drugs that are very not helpful to your digestion, if you know what I mean. So they're very constipating, let's just say it. So you have to, the first thing they have you do after you're getting up out of surgery is they're feeding you. They're trying to get your digestive system going again, but everything is really slow. So there's a couple oils that were absolutely essential. So I used Digest. I was putting this in my water at the hospital. This is a digestive support oil. It has ginger, fennel, anise, all of these amazing digestion oils. And I was using this, rubbing it on my stomach because things were it wasn't good, right? I'm eating like hospital food, right? Which isn't the best, although it's improved. I feel like it's better than like when I've visited people in the past. There were some healthy options, but it was really rough because my body was nothing was moving. And so Digest was incredible for that, because also when you have abdominal surgery, right, if you have gas pains or things are hurting, it's like that's right where the surgery is. So that was just so much more intense than it would have been. So the Digest really helped to calm that. And then also the peppermint. You guys, peppermint's incredible. So I would rub this on my tummy, on that right above the incision, and right just all over my digestive system, really just from like below my rib cage all the way to my belly button. And first of all, this has such a cooling effect on your tummy. So it really just like took away the discomfort, and then also just helps to calm everything. This has been like essential, like every day above my incision. I didn't want to put anything on my incision yet because it was too soon, and I was too scared. I think it was just a safer thing for me to put it kind of above and around it because it was so tender there. And then the peppermint would help with, easing and calming the discomfort of the actual incision, but then also of the digestion. So those two were like huge. And then because of the quality of Young Living's oils, I also put them in my water because they're trying to get, there's like 3 things you have to do before you leave the hospital. You have to sit up and stand up, which is one thing. Then you have to pee on your own. You kind of turn into like an adult baby, right? You have to do all these things again that you just take for granted, right? You have to sit up, stand up. You have to pee by yourself, and you have to take a walk, like be able to walk to the bathroom and to do that. And then they let you leave. So, I was trying to drink as many fluids as I could to make that happen. So peppermint and Digest were super helpful to kind of get that digestive system moving again, which was so key, so key. And then so then so I had a really interesting experience because I was low on blood. They gave me an iron supplement, which kind of doesn't make sense because it takes a while for your body to make blood from iron. I don't know. So I took the iron supplement, and they're also like, you need to be eating to get your digestive system moving. Oh my gosh, bad combination. So then what happened was, iron is really rough on your tummy. I got so nauseous and was getting more and more nauseous, and I threw up on myself laying in a bed, which was terrible. So what happened, my mom was holding a barf bag, and I'm sitting in my laying in my bed, like barfing on myself, screaming and crying because I've my incisions, I'm puking, and your tummy is doing all of that work, to throw up. It was not good. It was not good. Try not to take iron supplements ever if you are in a hospital and you have an incision there anywhere around your core. So what we should have done is what we ended up doing, which was I just got a blood transfusion. I mean, they gave me 2 pints of blood, which was amazing. all of a sudden I was like, I like came back to life. So that's kind of what prolonged my stay in the hospital, was that not having the blood, because then when I would stand up, I was too woozy to actually walk or hit those mile markers of like standing, walking, going to the pee by myself. So as far as supporting that, just all of that happening. Um, so as far as blood loss and supporting the blood, and then also supporting, my bones that make the blood, pan away. So actually, this is pain away. So I was using this for the pain, and I was also using this to help support my bones in doing what they needed to do, which was make more blood, and also just receiving the blood that was coming in from these transfusions. So pain away was incredible for pain away, but also for supporting my bones, which were working so hard to make blood for my body, which was incredible. And then also, you guys, I was using frankincense nonstop. So frankincense is like very spiritually centering and grounding. And when you've kind of literally like lost consciousness because you've had you've gone into your anesthesia and in the surgery, having something to help bring you back to your core, to your center, to this planet, coming back into your body is huge. So the frankincense was amazing. And I had brought my diffuser with me. My mom brought it because she's amazing. So she set up the diffuser in my room, the one that comes with this kit. And I was just diffusing frankincense to kind of stay grounded. And there were three things I was diffusing: frankincense, and then lavender, which lavender is just extremely calming. I'm sure a lot of you know that. It's used in spas all the time. So it's very calming, very soothing. And, you need that when everything's beeping around you and trying to sleep at night when the nurses are coming in and out. So lavender was really a beautiful thing. I had my mom put this on my feet at one point, and she did, and she's amazing, and I love her so much. She was like my best nurse ever. And then, you guys, thieves, this one I think has so much to do with the quickness of my recovery. This is immune support, and it's actually been tested to get rid of as much bacteria as bleach. But you can put it on your body, you can drink it, and you can diffuse it. So I was diffusing this, and I was also putting it on my feet, having someone else put it on my feet. And then I was drinking it as well. And so, when you're in a hospital, there's a lot of germs around, and they're worried about you getting pneumonia because you're laying down and your rib cage isn't expanding to its fullest capacity. So I guess that's why people can get pneumonia in hospitals sometimes. So thieves really helps to kind of your body's immune system, which, all of your white blood cells are like, what the hell just happened? And they're going to, your wound and trying to heal, and your body's just trying to figure out what's going on. So really supporting your immune system. This one has just been so key throughout the whole process. So I've been using this one every day since surgery, putting that one on my feet every day. And then also, like I said about your lungs, so they bring you, I wish I brought it home, but they bring you this contraption that you have to blow into, and you try to like lift this ball up a certain amount. So that it hovers in the air, and it's basically measuring your exhale and the strength of your lungs, and it's exercising your lungs basically, because you're just laying down for too long. So this was another one that was amazing. So this is respiratory care, right? So RC stands for respiratory care, and this one was a great one to combine with that. So I would have to do it every hour. I would have to breathe into this thing and try to hold the ball up. And so I would just use respiratory care on my chest to kind of help with opening up those air passages, and also helping to, support my lungs so they would not, I don't know if they were expanding enough. Because that is weird. You don't think about it, but when you're laying down for such a long period of time, you're not, when you're walking around your house, or even here, I'm just talking to you guys, but I'm sitting up and I'm moving, and like your lungs are expanding and contracting to support all of that speaking and moving. But when you're just laying there and you're like barely talking and you're like sleeping like that, your lungs aren't really working very much. So anyway, that was something I didn't know. That's another thing. Who knew that about surgery? I didn't. So respiratory care was also incredible. And then this is funny too. So when you're in the hospital, you know, you have all these things taped to you. You have a catheter taped to your leg. You have all the wrapping around your incision and all the tape there. And then you have, you know, your IV and that's taped to your skin. So I got home from the hospital and I had like all this like sticky residue from all of this doctor tape all over my body. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, how do I have this much of it like everywhere? And then you're trying to peel it off your skin and it's like, it hurts. So no, I was like, oh my gosh, lemon. So you can, lemon gets rid of like the sticky labels off of, you know, a jar. Like if you want to use a jar, reuse it or whatever, you can use lemon oil for that. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use it on my skin. So I was using lemon oil, just like dabbing it on and just like, it would just take the sticky residue right off my skin. Just like easy. So that was amazing. As little as that is, it's another thing that like you don't know that you'll be dealing with after surgery. Your skin's all like weird and sticky and all that stuff. So that was amazing. And then also, you guys, there's just really one. I guess that's a lot of oils. There's one more that I really used a lot, and that's copaiba. I love to say that, copaiba. So this one is. So you know how I was talking about the Whole30 cleanse that I did before surgery? So that it helps with inflammation, right? Whole30 helps the body deal with or to get rid of inflammation. And inflammation is just, you know, you scratch, you hurt yourself, your body it turns red where you hurt yourself, right? Because all the blood's rushing to heal. So the same thing happens inside of your body. So if you have inflammation inside of your body, it's just, you know, your body's then occupied with trying to heal whatever is inflamed. But oftentimes we keep that inflammation going by, you know, eating foods or doing things that aren't very healthy for us, smoking, whatever. So copaiba is also great for dealing with that issue. It's super, super soothing for the body. And so anywhere where there's swelling or anywhere where there's a lot of white blood cell activity, it's great for soothing your skin, soothing your insides, calming your body. So really, really supportive to all the systems of the body and creating a great environment for healing. So copaiba was huge for me. So that's a lot of oils, you guys. Like the ones that I really used in this kit were lemon, copaiba, frankincense, like I said, very centering and grounding, peppermint, super cooling, soothing, helped with digestion, great for dealing with discomfort. Lavender, great for sleep. Also, copaiba was great for sleep. I forgot about that. Copaiba really helps to soothe the body to sleep. And then Pain Away, says everything right there. Respiratory care for the breathing, digest for digestive system and waking it back up. Purification I skipped, but that's really an odor eliminator. I didn't use that in the hospital, but you could totally use that for the smells in a hospital. And then Thieves, immunity boost, like all day long. I really feel like those have been huge in my recovery. Like I used every single one. I had this huge kit at the hospital and I was diffusing, having my mom and my sister put them on my body, rubbing them right above the incision. And then also, you guys, those I was using all the time. And then what I also really feel like helped me a lot, and this is so obvious and silly, but Super C, this is vitamin C. Young Living makes their own, and I love their supplements because they have they have not only great supplement quality, but they also have essential oils inside their supplements. And I think that's incredible because essential oils pass the blood-brain barrier and can get right into your cells. And so they actually are quicker to be effective. But Super C, I've been taking at least 2 of these a day, and just one of these is 2,170% of your recommended daily vitamin C. I really believe in high doses of vitamins to help the body heal watch the documentary Food Matters on Netflix. Food Matters on Netflix talks about high doses of vitamins and what they can do to support your body. So I was taking 2 of these a day, which ends up being about 4,500% of vitamin C that you need in a day. This I think was super key, has been super key. Also, B vitamins, like I said, I had to rebuild, I've been having to rebuild a lot of my blood because I lost some during surgery, but then also because I was already low. But this has all of your B vitamins, and then also zinc, magnesium, all of these really great immunity supporting, blood supporting vitamins. So this one was awesome. I've been taking this one every day. And then also, you know, I people were kind of split on the whole idea of omega-3s before and right after surgery. People worry because omegas, you know, can thin the blood, and so it can make you bleed more. People say, but my doctor didn't have any issues with it. He was like, no, you'll be totally fine. And I actually used my omega-3s, and I also talked to another nurse friend, and she was like, we don't really worry about that. And I honestly found these to be so helpful. Because, you know, these help support your skin. They help support you healing your skin and just having really good blood flow through the body. So I loved these. I love the omega-3s that that Young Living makes. The capsules are literally made of ocean water. What? You can actually, I'll show you one because they're so pretty. You can see the oil inside of it. See how it like moves? What? And it like smells like the ocean. What? So anyway, I loved these too. So these were all ones that I was taking. I was also taking bromelain, which is a supplement from pineapple. It's very anti-inflammatory, and cordyceps, which are mushrooms. And those are also really supportive to the body's healing, and also bruising, swelling, all of that stuff really helps. So yeah, so I mean, my incision looks really good. It's still a little swollen down here. You know, I'm not like back to 100% by any means, but I feel really incredible for being at 3 weeks. Yeah, Josh, totally. So these have just been really, really supportive and amazing. And you know how I love my oils. I love to share them every Saturday, an essential Saturday. So yeah, so if any of you guys, it doesn't have to be surgery that you're looking at, any sort of wellness issue, or whether it be physical, mental, emotional. And that's the thing too, is that surgery is not just physical, even though it seems like it. It's also a very emotional process. You know, you're either losing a part of yourself, or fixing a part of yourself, or, you know, going through a transition. And one of the most lovely things about essential oils is that they the sense of smell connects directly to your limbic brain, which is your emotional brain. So you know how we have a memory, sometimes we smell something and it takes us right to a memory like nothing else. It takes us right back. You can create a really positive, spiritual, healing, emotional experience with essential oils. Just the act of smelling lavender and frankincense and putting it in my hands, or putting it in my diffuser, and taking deep, deep breaths. First of all, you guys, I have used these already for so many really like spiritual and healing times in my life. So when I smell them, it takes me right there. It takes me right to like, peace, calm, everything's going to be okay, all of that. So getting to use these oils in the hospital in this environment that's really not extremely, you know, comfortable. It's like way out of my comfort zone. It's, you know, weird smells, different people, whatever. I know like that using my oils helps my body and my emotions to really center and to feel calm, because so much of healing is how you feel. So much of healing is your mindset. And and feeling like you're safe and it's all going to be okay and everything's fine. Um, because we all know that stress creates a not a healing environment, the opposite of a healing environment, right? So really being able to create that environment in your hospital room that promotes health and wellness and healing was so important, and it is every day. I do it every day. So yeah, if you have any questions for me, let me know. And I will reply to them in the comments below. But I'm so glad you guys tuned in, and I'm happy to be back and feeling so much better. And I'm just so grateful for the support for all of you, and I'm just overwhelmed by it. It's just been like incredible. Um, I mean, I would say the last thing I'll say is let people help you. This was a hard thing for me. I like to be the one to give. I think because you have more control when you give, and allowing myself to receive from friends and family, allowing people to come visit me, allowing someone to make me dinner, someone to bring me an Instant Pot. A friend of mine taught me how to use that. Allowing friends to babysit me and walk me to the bathroom. It was very vulnerable, but it taught me, it just gave me such a it gave me such a gift of healing, but it also, I could tell that it was a gift to them as well. I know that I love to give, and it's nice when someone is able to receive it. And I think that's a huge part of healing, is asking for help and letting people help you. And before you know it, you'll be able to give right back. So that's been a huge lesson for me, and the lessons keep on going. So I'm sure there'll be more. But that's all, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I love you all, and happy healing and all the wellness to you. And that's it. Okay, bye.